present. Smoking hot. Live from the Jersey Shore.
The Dr. Wax Battle Show. Yeah.
Hey, it's the Doctor. We're coming to you live from the Jersey Shore. I'm here tonight with my special guest, Danny Basavich, a.k.a. Kid Delicious. Give a big round of applause. Welcome to the show.
How you doing, guys? How you doing, Doc? Any good?
All right. I know you had a little traffic you ran into. You're coming out of Manhattan tonight. You made it here, though.
I know I come a long way tonight, but I was dying to come down and see you guys and see all you folks at home, and it's a real pleasure to be here tonight, Doc.
Now, a lot of people say, why do you got Danny here? He's a pool guy. What's it got to do with cards? Well, for those of you who are wondering, Danny is a big-time football card collector.
I do love opening them football packs, boy. I'm always here with my stepson Angelo all the time, and
Angelo's always hitting up the Pokemon pack.
Yeah, he likes them Pokemon all the time, and I tell my wife, my future wife, that I'm bringing him here to get Pokemon cards, but I'm really coming here to open up the football pack.
Now the word's out.
I know I'm gonna get in
Better
trouble.
hope she's not watching.
I know I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but
you did a lot of finest football.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I really enjoyed the Topps Finest a lot. You know, I've had a couple really good pulls out of there.
Was that your favorite product this year? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I guess it seemed to be around a lot too, but I really did enjoy it, and like I don't know, I really enjoyed the Adrian Peterson card out of there, and I got like Calvin Johnson autograph refractor out of there, and it was you know, it really made me love Topps Finest. You know, after that.
Right. Well, football card collecting's a cool thing, but your gig is playing pool.
Yeah,
now,
sure.
before you got here, we ran. I'll take a water.
Yeah, me too.
Before you got here, we ran one of your videos, the more recent one.
Okay.
We gave the people a chance to see what you were all about. We told a lot of people to Google you or go on YouTube and watch some of your videos and some of the tournaments that you've played in. You've won some big ones.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, a professional type of thing. But why don't you tell us how the whole thing got started?
All right. Well, when I was young, you know, when I was about 13 years old in Manalapan, New Jersey, a pool opened up right down the block from my house, and it was named Elite Billiards. And I was dealing with depression and stuff at the time, and I wasn't doing really good in high school. And I was looking for something to really make me happy. I was looking for something in life. And sure enough, you know, I walked in the pool room, and I was the happiest thing in the world. You know what I mean? As soon as I picked up a pool cue and hit a couple balls, it just seemed
you
to
said
light up.
This was for me.
It just lit up my life. It was just amazing. Like every time I hit a pool ball, I mean, there was no sad feelings, you know. And like when I was young, you know, I just had bad thoughts, you know, about either being overweight and stuff like that, or just not fitting in with kids my age, just stuff like that. And it helped me grow up and really learn a lot about life.
Right. Now, there's a best-selling book out right now called Running the Table. It's written by John Wortham. Why don't you tell us what the book's about and, you know, how did you get here?
Okay. Well, John Wertheim is a Sports Illustrated writer,
okay, and
one of the best writers. Every other week you can pick up Sports Illustrated and check him out. And a couple years ago, he ended up. They had a big tournament actually in Grand Central Station in Manhattan.
Okay.
And I was on like the Channel 9 News for like 30 seconds, and he heard about Kid Delicious winning $200 grand gambling and pool, and he didn't want to know about the pool tournament anymore after hearing about that.
You want to know about the cash, the
cabbage. The cabbage, you know what I mean? And sure enough, the whole book is mostly about me and a friend of mine named Bristol Bob. We traveled the whole country for about 7 years, from about age 17 to about 24, 25. And we went to every single state except for Hawaii and Alaska, every single town, every single bar, every hole in the wall. You would not believe the places that we went to go play.
How did you find these places?
Well, in the beginning, I was a young 17-year-old cocky kid that thought I could go everywhere and just beat anyone I played, and I'd open up the Yellow Pages. And really, that's not the way to do it. And luckily, on one of my first travels, I met this guy, and in the book, his name is 007. His first name is Greg. He actually has a book that's like this thick. It looks like 4 or 5 Yellow Pages, and it's loaded with information about every pool room, every bar in the whole United States, how to get there, how good the players were in the bar, in the pool room, how much they'll bet, what they eat, where they work. And this guy said, I'm going to give you this information. You call me every day. He said, son, you're going to make a lot of money. You got to give me 20%. And, at first it sounded a little crazy, and I'm thinking, man, I don't want to give up, any of my money. And he said, you know what? I'm going to send you to this place, try it out, and, you decide, So he sends me to Warsaw, Indiana. And this is a little town. There's like one traffic light and, just like one little police station. Very small, one little bar and pool room. And long story short is I ended up winning $4,000 at this location in a very little town. And sure enough, the next day I sent him his 20%. And it was a long story from there. But this guy traveled all over the country with other professional pool players before me, right. And he kept a log on it. And
now you were an unknown at this point?
Yes. At about 17 or 18, I was the best pool player already in New Jersey and New York, mm-hmm. But nobody knew about it out of the tri-state area.
Right.
And at that time, I didn't play in no tournaments, and nothing to get known. All the old-time guys, like Neptune Joe Frady was one of the guys that I learned from a lot when I was a kid. And he told me, the first thing you got to do before you get known is travel the country and make as much money as you can gambling before you play professionally, because the money is nowhere near like golf or baseball, or tennis. The money is way below that.
So these guys you see on ESPN, they're not making a big score?
No, no, they're not. I'll be honest with you. I was the #1 ranked pool player in the world in 2004. I was the rookie of the year in the entire world, and I won about $99,000 on the tour. And I have my own pool stick line and my own lesson videos that you guys could check out on pooljacks.com. And I'm making a little bit of money with that stuff, luckily.
Now, we showed one of the videos earlier. So now if somebody goes to pooljacks.com, they can actually place an order for that video?
Sure.
Right online?
Sure, right online. They could go right to pooljacks.com, and right online they could have the video sent to them in about a week.
That's pool, POOLJAX.com.
Absolutely.
Now, is the book available on there?
Absolutely.
Or they could go on Amazon, I guess.
Yeah, if they want, they could get the book at any bookstore anywhere in the country. I mean, Barnes & Noble or places like Borders Books or Amazon.com. You could order the book right to your home. Or if you want, it would be better off if you went to my own website and ordered the book at pooljacks.com. POOLJAX.
It's titled Running the Table, The Legend of Kid Delicious, The Last Great American Pool Hustler. So you're like the real, Color of Money, the movie.
Absolutely.
like what you saw in that movie, you lived in real life.
For real. I'm the real deal Holyfield, for sure.
So I don't want to play you.
No, not at all. You don't want to play me no pool. You're not going to have much fun.
Am I going to get to shoot?
Probably not much. Probably
only if I go first.
Only if you go first, and And
that's if you let me go
and
first.
And that's if I let you go first.
Oh, jeez.
But maybe one day in the future we could do it anyway. We could do some fun. I mean, maybe I could shoot some trick shots for you guys at home, or do some I play crazy ways. I mean, I could shoot pool, between my feet or behind my back or one-handed. I mean, it might be a little closer if I do something crazy.
We need to go down to the local pool hall and have the Doc versus Kid Delicious.
There you go. I know that would be really beautiful. I'm sure you guys at home would love that.
Fast Eddie says he'll rack them.
Fast Eddie would be racking the balls. It'd be sweet.
That's it. All right, so you got the DVDs out, you got this book, but now tell us what the deal is with Lionsgate. There's a possible movie in the works, or it's already in the works? Or what's
the movie is in the works. There's a movie that's going to come out sometime in the next year to year and a half.
Right.
I'm hoping it comes out this summer. And the script is done. It's going to be a movie pretty much based on the book and my life story about all my travels and all my hustles and all my crazy things I've dealt with in life to get to the top of where I'm at. And Lionsgate Productions is a big time multi-million or billion-dollar company. And there's big talk about it. The script is done. Right now, they're in the cast. Right now, there's even talk of Jack Black possibly playing Kid Delicious in the movie, and Tom Arnold playing my dad.
Oh, cool. All right. So that sounds very interesting.
I hate to say this tonight because I want you guys to stay on all night long with us. But believe it or not, it's not 100%, but it's 99%. That on Nightline, I'm supposed to be on tonight on Nightline at 11:35 tonight.
Okay.
But
NBC.
NBC, it might be ABC, Channel 7. It is, they filmed it like a month ago.
Right.
It's about the book and like some trick shots and stuff.
Okay. All right, so that's possibly on tonight. So if you're checking out Nightline, see, they can actually have their computer going and the TV going.
Well, that's great.
They could check it out, and that's Nightline on NBC.
Yeah, they just called me and told me it was going to be on. I don't want to, guarantee it, but I really bet on it. They told me it's going to happen. We filmed it, and it's all taken care of.
Now, before you arrived, we were killing a little time before the show started tonight, and Gil and I and some of the other guys were watching you play the Hillbilly.
Oh, yeah.
We watched that on YouTube for all you YouTubers out there.
Wow.
It's about a 49 or 50-minute match, and if you go on YouTube, you can check it out. Just enter in the search bar Kid Delicious, and a whole bunch of videos come up. But why don't you tell us a little bit about the Hillbilly?
Yeah, the Hillbilly is...
You had him 1-0 right in the beginning, and then he came back and he got you.
Yeah, he did beat me. I ended up coming in second place in the Glass City Open about 2 years ago. And the Hillbilly's a hell of a player, and I got to play my best to beat him. He's about the best pool player down in the South. He's from Houston, Texas, and his nickname absolutely fits him. You know what I mean? He is the Hillbilly, and he's a hell of a nice guy, and he's a hell of a good player. And believe me, he gave me a real hard time playing pool. And in that tournament, he gave me all I could handle that week, and ended up taking me down. And that he actually ended up beating me twice in that tournament. He's the only guy who beat me. I won like 12 other matches, and I lost twice to him.
Well, there was, 70 guys, I think, that started.
Yeah, well, something like that. At least 70 guys in the tournament, and Hillbilly ended up taking me down, But, I mean, as you can see in the match, I mean, he played really well and didn't give me too many opportunities.
Right.
There's a lot of other tournaments that I've been fortunate enough to win. That was a match where I ended up getting taken down. Like on YouTube, I think they have a match of me and Corey Deuel. Is another match that I fortunately won that you guys could check out.
Right.
And
There's 9-ball tournaments?
Yeah, they're all 9-ball tournaments. And in the last 30 years, only one guy ever won 8 racks in a row on television, and that was myself. And that's that YouTube match against Corey Deuel. That was the semifinals of that tournament.
So that's when somebody wants to check out then. All right, so who's you've played a lot of cats professionally. You've played a lot of guys lurking about in some of the hellholes of the country. Who's the best player that you ever played?
Well, the best players, the best like 3 guys in the world is either Earl the Pearl Strickland. He's a 5-time U.S. Open champion and world champion.
You've played him?
I believe it or not, I've beaten him about every time we played. I've beaten him. I have a 6-1 record playing Earl Strickland. Believe it or not, he hates playing me because he's in the most perfect shape, and he shoots about 2 seconds a shot. And I shoot about 30 seconds a shot, and obviously I'm not in perfect shape. I'm a 300-pound athlete, you know, and he just can't handle that. You know what I mean? It kills him. You know what I mean? And it drives him so crazy that he don't normally play his best game against me, and I've always played well against him. I mean, ever since I was a little kid, I've been watching him on TV, and there's other guys like Johnny Archer, the Scorpion, Johnny Archer. He's one of the best players, the best player of the decade in the 90s, and I've had a tougher time playing him. I got like a 3-3 record playing him in the tournaments, and probably the Michael Jordan of pool is Efren Reyes, the magician, and he's beaten me twice, and I beat him once. I haven't played him that many times in tournaments. The last time I played him was at the U.S. Open 2 years ago, and the score was 7-7 in a race to 11. And I went to the bathroom and washed my face, and I was all excited to get one more chance. And he ended up running the last 4 racks and ended up beating me 11-7.
And that was all she wrote.
It was all she wrote. But he's a you know, a hell of a player and a great guy. And I'm fortunate enough to say I beat him one time too, and hopefully next time I could even up the score.
So that's it. Those are probably the top 3 guys that you faced.
Yeah, I mean, I played everyone in the top 20 in the world rankings, and I got winning records against all of them. And I was unknown mostly, and a hustler, and mostly a big time gambler from my whole life until about 25. And then I started to get so known that like sometimes 007 would call me up, and he'd say, "Kid Delicious, you got to drive to Bessemer, Alabama. You got to be there tomorrow." And he'd tell me, you know, Joe at Tom's Billiards going to blow all this money, which he did it for years. And we made, you know, like $500,000, which you'll find out in the book, which he got 20% of, which is a hell of a lot of money. And what happened is towards the end, I'd drive 20 hours to a location, and the first thing they'd say when I walk in the door is, "That's Kid Delicious." You know, and you know, it was a heartbreaker. I mean, I was happy to get well known, I guess, and people respected me, but it was a real killer, you know, to drive 20 hours and after that,
hurt the wallet.
Yeah, it hurt the wallet. After that, nobody wanted to play no pool. After that, they wanted to meet me, and that was about it. You know what I mean? And it really killed me.
So when you see the movie The Color of Money, when Paul Newman says he wants him to be an unknown, he wants him to be an unknown for a reason.
It's totally true. I mean, besides the top, besides the top few guys, there isn't a large amount of money in professional pool, and you can make so much more money in the big money games that are in closed doors and in the middle of the night at the pool rooms and bars that people just don't hear about. It's an underworld that you guys will learn so much about in the book and also in the upcoming movie.
And some of your pool players are there. Best pool players are the guys you really don't know about.
Absolutely, there's some guys that never make it to TV. They're always unknown, and there is some amazing guys out there that you'll never hear about, and they play just about as good as anyone in the world.
Right. All right. So your name's Danny Basavich, but you go by Kid Delicious.
Sure. I know that's most men don't want to call me Delicious. You know, it doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you the story. When I was 16 years old, at the time I was playing a lot of pool, and I won a lot of money throughout the week. And for a 16-year-old, I must have had about $4,200 in my pocket. And a few of my friends said, "Let's go." It was the middle of the night. The pool rooms closed at about 1 or 2 in the morning around here in New Jersey. And we said, "Let's go to Manhattan." Chelsea Billiards off of 21st and 6th was like the Super Bowl, the highlight of pool rooms, where all the top players in the whole tri-state area all met there for the big battle. You could bet what you want, play who you want, and get all the action you ever wanted there. And, you know, it was a big dream for me. There was a bunch of good players there. Sure enough, I ended up playing this guy named Eddie Huber, and his nickname was Kid Vicious. And he only weighed about 100 pounds soaking wet. But he was the top, you know, like A player. He wasn't a pro, but about the best player below a professional. And at the time, I mean, I was only 16 years old, and none of the guys there thought I could win. And we ended up playing whoever wins 11 games first for $2,000. And me being a cocky, crazy young kid, I bet another $2,200 with all the railbirds, all the other guys on the side that were watching. I bet like 100 to 200 with like 10 other guys. And I ended up beating Kid Vicious. And just somebody as a joke, pretty much they just said Kid Vicious just got beat by Kid Delicious.
And it stuck.
And it just stuck ever since. I mean, it's 13 years later, and they still call me Kid Delicious to this day. They I'm sorry. All right, you're good.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say as a joke that there's some people will say that there used to be this pool room called Chicago Billiards in Connecticut. It wasn't in Chicago, and the owner of the pool room owns a part of Entenmann's cake and bread company.
Okay.
And he always had these big cakes, and he had bedrooms, 6 bedrooms in the back, and like 2 showers. And when I got my license, I went there when I was 17, and like guys would come in looking for money games, and I'd come out just in my boxers. You know what I mean? And the first thing I do is grab a piece of chocolate cake, smear a little on my face in the back room.
Look like a real schlepper.
And look like a real schlepper, come out of my boxer shorts with a piece of cake and be eating it. So some people will say that's where I got my name Kid Delicious from, but it happened a little bit before then, you know?
All right. We're going to take a little break. When we come back, we're going to take some phone calls, and you get a chance to talk to the kid. I'm here with Danny Basavich, Kid Delicious, the last true American pool hustler, talking about his book, Running the Table. It's a great read. Check it out. Doc's about halfway through it. Hopefully I'll be done with it this weekend. Told a lot of crazy stories. Some of the viewers, if you want to call in now, 732-506-9311. Hopefully you're still with us. If anybody lost us, just refresh your page on your computer, and hopefully things will work out. So, this movie, you got to be excited about a movie being made about yourself.
It's a dream come true. I mean, it's really not even realistic, even as we talk about it. I mean, Sports Illustrated wrote an article, John Wertheim, and a week after he wrote the article, it was 2 years ago during Super Bowl.
That was the Super Bowl edition.
The Super Bowl
edition.
Right?
Yeah.
And after the article came out, 1 week later, 4 companies called me from Hollywood, wanting to make the movie deal, and I mean, it was just like make believe.
Right.
And a couple of them had like a little bit of like a bidding war, you know, on the story. And Lionsgate ended up, you know, taking the cake, and I ended up signing a multi-million-dollar movie deal with Lionsgate, and for my life rights for the next 5 years.
Nice.
And they plan on the script. It took John Wertheim, you know, a long time to write the script, and also Playtone, and Tom Hanks is involved with Lionsgate. And just recently, they added a couple other things to the movie. It's going to be like 70% real and 30%, you know, added some stuff to it.
Sure, it's Hollywood.
Yeah, it's Hollywood, for sure. And, I mean, it's just a dream come true. I mean, I don't even know how to, you know, I'm speechless, you know what I mean? It's just,
Will you be a consultant on the set? Or?
Sure. All the real pool playing is going to be done by me. It's going to be my hands
right?
are going to be cut out. And I'll be a consultant on the set every day, and I'm gonna get like a small cameo as like a bartender or something like that in the movie, you know. But
they do that a lot, you know.
Sure.
Did anybody catch Glory Road?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen Glory Road?
Absolutely.
There's the one scene. They're scrambling around. They're trying to get guys to play for the team. They got the one guy in New York. He's like in Harlem, and he's checking out the guys playing in the street. But the one guy's on the phone, and he's getting gas. And he said, and the gas attendant asked him a question, and the gas attendant is really Don Haskins, right?
Yeah.
It's really Don Haskins now playing the gas attendant.
Yeah.
So if you watch that movie again, you catch that part, you'll see him in there.
Yeah.
And that's that's pretty neat. So a lot of big things happening. Now you're originally from Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was born in Brooklyn, New York, right by Coney Island, right right in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, and I lived close to there, you know, on Kings Highway, Brooklyn, and right around there till I was about 11 years old.
Okay. And
then my mom and dad owned a ladies' clothing store, Bargain Hunter's Delight, which is closed now, but they owned it for like 25 years. Okay. And they sold it, and they ended up, you know, taking me to Manalapan, New Jersey to try to grow up me and my sister Kimberly in a little bit better neighborhood, and they hoped to, you know, a better upbringing. And Manalapan was a beautiful place. And,
sure.
And about 5 years ago, my mom and dad ended up buying a home in a 55 and over place right here in Manchester, right down the road from right here. And I come in here all the time and bust open them football packs, and boy, do I love it.
I got to tell for the viewers out there, Danny walked in one day, and you could just, he had that look in his eye. He had the itch. He saw those boxes up on the shelf. He started asking some questions, and, you know, he was really here for the Pokemon, supposedly, for the kid, but he got hooked, and you've been doing the finest football. You did some contenders.
Yeah, some contenders, and I think some Leaf Limited. I think I even bought maybe one box of them, and I bought a bunch of boxes. I mean, some Topps co-signers. I had a bunch of boxes of them too.
Now you pretty much keep everything. You put it in a little box and hope that some of these guys become somebody. Or
yeah, I mean, right now I think most of the cards I'm keeping, and maybe hoping that I got a jackpot maybe in these years come.
You were hot on Adrian Peterson. You kept pack after pack. I got to get an AP. I got to get an AP.
Boy, I really did, and now I got about a dozen Adrian Peterson cards right now. I got a bunch of. Topps finest. I got like 3 or 4 of his cards. Right. The regular cards that are worth like $30, I think, in the Beckett, and then I got that one Calvin Johnson that was supposed to be worth a few $100, I think, in the Beckett, and then I got like a co-signer's Adrian Peterson. I got like one of each and a couple of the finest, and I got a bunch of every other rookie, and a bunch of good autographs too. I mean, I love it. I can't wait to get home tonight and bust open another box. Just talking about it, I'm getting excited.
What'd you think about the Super Bowl?
Man, the Super Bowl was unbelievable. I mean, I'm a Giant fan at heart. I mean, I root for the Giants all the time. I mean, I do like the Patriots a little bit. You know what I mean? Just because they're so good. You know what I mean? And I give Tom Brady and them a lot of respect. And I don't know. I mean, I was really rooting for the Giants. I had a funny feeling that the Patriots might have won by like 3 points. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be closer than people thought. But for the Giants to win this game and take it down, man, I can't believe it. I'm so happy for New York and New Jersey and the whole Northeast. And, man, God bless it. It just goes to show when you try hard, you can do anything in this world.
How about them Giants? God, you're live.
This is Blake again with the son of the pool player that got inspired.
Hey, what's happening, Blake?
I just thought I'd call while he was here. So. Well,
Danny's right here. If you want to ask him something, he's all ears.
How's it going, Blake?
I'm fine. I don't really have any questions, but I asked my dad, but he wanted to go to bed. He works late, so.
Well, now you're in Waterloo, Iowa, correct?
Yeah, Waterloo, Iowa.
Now, what's the deal there? Your dad, I guess, purchased Danny's DVDs.
Yeah.
And he picked up some tips and he won some tournaments?
Yeah, he won one local tournament.
Man, that's fantastic, boy. You tell your dad I said hello, and I appreciate him buying the video. And how far is Waterloo from like Davenport? How far are you guys from there?
I think about an hour, half an hour. I'm not really sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, hour and a half maybe.
I've done a lot of traveling through Illinois and Iowa and the Minnesotas and Wisconsin over there. It's a beautiful country over there.
Yeah. I watched a lot of your videos, too. They're pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you very much. You play any pool yourself at all, or not really?
I tried it once or twice.
You got to keep it up. Them videos will, you pay good attention to them videos, they will pay off. That's the real deal. I put a lot of heart into all my videos.
Yeah, I like watching the ESPN2 trick shots.
Yeah, it really is awesome. Pool has really come a long way with them trick shots, and I really think it's almost better TV than actually even the regular pool. Sometimes it's a little boring to watch a match, but them trick shots are awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, it's boring unless you got a really good person that you know.
There you go, man.
Like Kid Delicious.
Yeah.
All right, Blake, listen, I appreciate you calling in, man.
Thank you.
All right, take care now.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, good kid.
There he goes. He's been waiting all night long to talk to
Yeah,
me.
I'm really sorry to be so late, Blake. I wish your dad was still awake to say hello.
Well, we'll get you on the show again sometime. So, you're a card collector. You're a pool hustler. You're gonna be a
movie star.
What else? What else is in the future? And you're only 30 years old.
Yeah, 29. I'll be 30 September 25th. You know, I'll tell you, I used to love cards back when I was young. When I was 13 or 14, when I lived in Manalapan, I'd go to Englishtown Flea Market every Saturday and Sunday.
That was when you could buy a pack for like $1.
Yeah, that was when you could buy a box of base football cards for $20 or $30 and get to open up 36 packs with 12 cards in each pack, not 5 cards and something like that.
And you even got all the dirt from Englishtown.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of fun running around Englishtown, and it wasn't a dirty place, but I enjoyed my ass off running all over the place, and
it's a fun place.
It was a lot of fun, and I had a real good time actually buying and selling cards. And when I was a kid, it's actually how I made a little bit of extra money wheeling and dealing baseball cards.
You were
to play
hustling
pool.
cards before.
Yeah, before pool, I was hustling a lot of cards when I was young. I mean, I didn't make a lot of money. Just a little bit, a few dollars here and there, but I loved it. And then it seems like cards slowed down a little bit, and then I guess I started playing pool. That's really what happened. Cards didn't slow down. They just got moved out the way.
Right.
And
you got a little older.
Yeah, and I got a little older, and now I'm gonna blame it on my son. And since he mentioned Pokemon and go to the card store, it was just like a drug addict. It's like a drug addict just hooked. You know what I mean?
Cardboard crack, we like to call it.
It is cardboard crack, and I'm happy I'm hooked. You know what I mean?
That's it, man. So, books out. People can get it on your website, pooljacks.com. They can go to any major bookstore. It's available there. It's called Running the Table. Movie hopefully out within the next year or year and a half.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of good things going on, and we're also, believe it or not, I mean, we're talking about. I can't say no names, but there's also talk of a reality TV show possibly coming even in the very near future. I'm not allowed to mention what channel or nothing like that yet, but hopefully that could lead to something too.
All right. Now, besides the Dr. Wax Battle Show, you're on some of the other late night Conan?
Yeah, I just finished filming for Conan O'Brien, which is going to be on in a couple of weeks. And about a month ago, I filmed for Nightline, which is supposed to be on actually tonight at 11:35 Eastern.
Nice.
You better hurry up and get home.
Yeah.
We're going to have to try to check that out over here then.
Yeah, for sure, you know.
Well, that's great. You got anybody you want to say hi to out there?
How you doing, Mom and Dad? It's they're up. They know they're at home watching it.
Okay.
I love you guys so much, and they've been always there for me and helped me through tough and thin times in my life, through depression and the roller coaster ride of life. And they've been there for me and helped me a lot, and I owe them pretty much everything I've been through in life. So I love them a lot, and I owe them everything.
That's great. All right, well, listen, I appreciate you coming down tonight.
Yeah, it was my pleasure.
Our sponsor, EatJohnnyG's.com, was gracious enough to bring some chow down. So
Beautiful.
you can take a break and go check that out, and we'll put Nightline on, and hopefully we'll catch your act on there. And hopefully you'll come down on the show again.
Absolutely. I'll come down and hopefully bust open a box maybe on the next time.
Do it live.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
So you come down, bust a box live. The doc will take you to the pool hall and maybe school you a little bit.
You got it. That would be a dream come
He
true.
says I'm not going to have too much fun.
If you don't get a break and make one, you probably won't see the table.